What up, family? Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings in the mighty name of Yahushua, the Mashiach of the nations of Israel, the nation of Israel. Yiddy and Judah. Hallelujah. So you'll know who I'm talking about. Yes. I was sitting here, as usual, watching Burkina Faso and the moves that they're making, how their leaders are showing that they are true leaders, in spite of how media tries to explain things. That's why it's good to always do your own due diligence. Search out the information yourself and see for yourself, because they'll tell you how you believe some shit about something that ain't even real. And the real, they'll overlook, such as Burkina Faso. Listen to me, y'all. Burkina Faso is enriching themselves in a way that I don't hear nobody in the media talking about. A one hit wonder on something, but it's not covering the overall projections that I'm seeing. That nation has risen, family. They have planted. I always say it. A nation that doesn't plant, and then I understand the game. You playing the game over here, a game of get lucky. You know what I'm saying? It's like rolling dice over here. I don't even care. I don't care if you got how many trade lines you got, which are accounts. You know, if you plug, you got the trade lines and things going. It's not that don't no. It don't. It's not. It's it's nothing promised here. It's a shakeup that's going on in the world. The shocking story behind Trump's plan to own Gaza. Get out of here. I don't see that happening. I see the Arabs gonna go crazy. I don't see that. I don't care what the news talking about. I just don't. But then again, them they cousins, and the Arabs are. Yeah, them people over there are they cousins. Yeah, Ibrahim on business. Put that muscle behind you and get your people involved. I'm loving what I'm seeing over there. That's the purpose of this conversation. Kino Fossil did it again. I got a list now. They just opened a pasta plant. They did a deal, and since they're growing their own wheat and things and other agricultural products, man, they building plants and getting it cracking. You know, getting it, man, establishing prosperity. And the way they do it is going to bring long-term prosperity. And look at it, it's such a short time. They got rid of the national debt. They don't owe no nation nothing. So I'm like, wow. Then they took control of their resources. They got the people invested. The people are, you probably got groups outside of them, but overall, the people of Burkina, they are investing in the government and the move that their government, the moves in their agenda. And that's what you want, that cohesion. I don't understand. Yeah, I understand. I understand. I just posted that on Facebook too. Video, y'all could check it out. It's on, what's that channel? I'm actually watching it. I'm gonna share it with you. Man, it's inspiring. Enter vlog. Enter vlog. Check it out. Hold on. Enter vlog. Check that out. And they were talking about how Trump withdrew the aid, but how Burkina responds, which they got I know they have a plan. They're not just moving aimlessly because it's like every move another nation makes against them, they counteract with a stronger, sounder plan that's more fruitful. And it shows that they are being more fruitful and prospering than other nations. And they getting the people involved. Their people. They don't have other people controlling what the people should be in control of. Like you hear about, they over there now. Stop the coup. Democracy doesn't happen. America is not a democracy. America is a republic. Y'all forgot the Pledge of Allegiance, huh? Well, they marched yesterday talking about Trump is a monster. Elon is worse. Thousands protest. You getting protests over here, but Africa, man, they over there prospering in such a way. And it helps to understand. Do your own research. Check things to know for yourself. You don't want to be spreading false information. But this Iran Traore, it's not even about Trump. I don't know why they always on these videos. I'm not talking crazy about him, but I wonder why they always compare him to America. I understand that pride in seeing how their leader is able to outthink. He's outthinking them. They only think to fatten them and their cronies, their friends. We're gonna have a big tax cut for the companies, and okay, what are those companies doing to create microcosms of leaders? Besides denying certain ones the opportunity, and that's crazy, but I'm like Ibrahim. I got that spirit. You can deny me, but then I'm going to go and make it by planning it. And then we have gifts, family. I always said that. Learn to use your gifts. Tap into what you have going on. Know that you know that you know that you can do it. Plan it out. Strategize. Okay, how long it takes. But by all means, get it done. That's the hour we in. We gotta complain about what America doing. That's why I watch Africa and I'm seeing the moves they making and I'm loving it. And I'm feeding off that energy. They build it. I don't too much care for all the comparisons about Aquino and Trump, or Traore or Trump. Or yes, I'm paying attention to Traore because Traore is the general. He's the leader. He's the brain, along with his associates and business partners and brothers that he has around him. That's around him. But that's how a country's run when you have a general, real commander, general that's a soldier for real. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I remember I used to listen to Tupac. I used to talk about Idi Amin, Tupac and the Outlaws. So I gravitated to that. And that's, I've always searched out the history of Africa. Now, Africa is putting on a hell of a show. If you want a peace of mind and that spiritual rejuvenation and knowing that there is some decent leaders and there's some real leaders in the earth, but you might have to that you want to have anyone ruling over you. But if you in these nations and they're gonna have leaders, then but we understand that there's heaven working also with its people, and the Most High establishing His kingdom. Once you get that, family, that part makes no difference what tribe you come from. Once you get that part, kingdom and righteousness, that's it. I'm gonna make a shirt, kingdom and righteousness. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. That Matthew 6:33. I'm telling you, it's been with me since like 2008, 2009. And I used to minister with that verse so much. It allowed me to move things in my life that I had created. Then I had to repent, cleanse myself, consecrate myself to the Most High to make those things go away. And I was, man, you talking about dedicated, front line trying to convert brothers. I ain't care about the folks, the Stones, the Vice Lords. I didn't care about who didn't care. And they used to talk crazy. All these niggas want to come to jail, turn Christian. Like, nah, bro, we never turned no Christian. But I knew it was a matter of time. I wasn't worried about them. At the time, I was still plugged with the GDs. I wasn't worried about that. But I think I wasn't even active. I don't believe I was active. I don't even believe I was active at that time. And we created a group. We used to minister. We ministered to the brothers. But you have an element that uh, because they not getting the light, they ain't got no shine. They gonna try to dim your light. Especially if they feel like, okay, I'm in leadership position of their respective organizations. People should respect me. People should listen to what I say. Like, I don't think so. It's like so-called powers that shouldn't be that's in this land. And I call them powers that shouldn't be because you're not getting the people involved. You got all this goddamn government spending all this money on them to do nothing. But they doing what they want to do. You know, they didn't hijack the minds and hearts of the people. The people looking to move in honesty. You know, they okay. I don't need no nigga trying to govern me, but I'm in this nation. I'm gonna respect it. I'm gonna have respect for the law, and I'm gonna respect my fellow man as God tells me to, not they laws. He said, yeah, respect the land, respect the nation, respect the government, and but as far as me following what they do, no. They don't create leaders. Think about it. They send you through all this bullshit. You go through all these years of school. Then now, I don't care how much education you got. You can go right on YouTube and diminish that education to really nothing because it carries no weight and make more money on YouTube or TikTok or whatever platform you own. You can make more. Create your own website, your own web page, so you can drive all that power to you. You can keep that power and hold that power. That'll solidify you. Especially when I seen that, I'm like, man, okay, I got 300 some people that subscribe to me. Well, I'm not saying I own the people, but you own the power that drives the people there. They ain't just coming on the site just to come on the site and look. Hopefully they paying attention and they being fed with right knowledge. And if it's a situation they can use that information to empower themselves by all means. That's what it's for. But we want right knowledge. We don't want no bunch of bull crap and steady harping on to what happened in the past. Okay, this is how we gonna show their ass. You got to be motivated towards that. Okay, 13 minutes. I'm gonna start making these videos shorter. I'm gonna get out of here. But my mind is on progression. I love what I'm seeing in Africa and how it's affecting the people. And the people are standing up. They coming into entrepreneurship. They putting their hands in many different uh, facets of business. And it's good, and especially using their own natural resources. They got everything. Africa don't need no other nation. I don't know why the people be running out of Africa. Oh, I'm going over here to make a better way for myself. It'll be better. Are you crazy? You freaking crazy. You fell on your head. Now you came over here and y'all got a taste of reality. Now you realize, I hope you do, and you see in Africa from outside looking in. Don't it looks good? I'm not looking at every failed concept. I'm looking at the concepts that are advancing the people, that are successful, and you have successful activities going on all in and around Africa to build Africa, even with a bunch of our people that have repatriated back to Africa. Our people hands us in so much business because we understand what you don't see. Like Troy Ray, he understand. He know what he got, family, and you don't need no third party and nothing other than to do business. Get your military together, get your council together, or whatever you call it. He's not a president, he's a general, a soldier. You know what I'm A soldier, a real ruler. He walking around with his on his side. That's something real men can respect. I can respect that. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm looking at what he's doing. I really respect this one on business. This is the kind of black man. This is a real black man, black man. You know what? He a real black man, family. Yeah, everybody's shocked by his actions. I don't know why. Man, he got the internet dancing. Speaking about the fruit spirit, the patent that defines science. Just another brother over in Africa. See the difference? Oh yeah, United States didn't want it. They're not gonna give them no damn patent because if they give you a patent, that's gonna cut their business. They want to sell you something. They're not gonna empower you to become a leader, someone who works hard and receives the fruit of his hard work. No, Trump's stimulus plan means the refunds check to America. What? No, don't give the people money. You should open the land so people can build in the land. If you're gonna get some money, forget the money. You can give me a line of credit under my business account. We can create a bank account under my business. You could put that money in there, Mr. Trump. So I can in turn begin my journey in business. Not just for me, but for my children as well. Diddy, former bodyguard, found dead 24 hours after posting this video. Oh, wow. Yeah. Because ain't no telling what they got up there. These people wicked. Arab ally humiliates Trump top aide Rubio. You already know they gonna go on his ass. Shocking snub for Trump by trusted ally, Arab ally. Bruh, they not going for that shit. Talking about America taking over the gospel. Hell no. I believe they understand a mistake was made during when they allowed them people to come in there. Look at this shit. Well, you ought to be paying to reconstruct it. And you gave the money for the bombs to continue to blow it. I'm talking about you wanna what the fuck? Do America pay attention to the shit that they think about? Where do y'all get these fucking ideas from? Real talk. That sounds crazy. I wouldn't allow you to do none of that. What? Get ready. We're gonna cook that. We're gonna cook their ass. As soon as they try to pull it, straight up. Yeah. And that's non-personal. That's like them telling America they finna take over a state. Man, these people ain't going for that shit. Or one of these states. Man, get up out of here. How in the hell you think? How you think them people gonna take? What do you think they're gonna think or consider when they hear something like that? I mean, shit. They'll get them people all them bombs and shit to do this. And they talking about war. They don't want war, they want peace. They can build this Mecca. Man, you think with all this bombing, we pay for them people to carry out, you gave them the money in rockets. We did. Yes, we did. Ain't no repenting. You think they gon' you need to be building that land, rebuilding and paying for a rebuilding of that land. Oh, GP. That's what this dude should be talking about. I don't see how they let him come home talking that shit. Send your military. You know, it's to that point. At some point, you got to, man, hell no. Some point, you got to tell. Okay, United Arab Emirates president. Man, them people would rejected any attempts to displace Palestinians from their homeland. I already know they are. The fuck? This is U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio visited UAE on his head. What? Ain't happening, homie. Them people not going. And none of the people who pay for a lot of what we got going on. Yeah, cause think about it, family. All them kids we seeing right now out there. You think they gonna let this shit go? I don't think so. You done created an atmosphere. Israel were allowed to create an atmosphere of war, continued war for the rest of our lives with the shit that they doing. Think about it. Excuse my French, but I got to speak firm. That bullshit they doing, they didn't embedded this shit in these kids' hearts and minds. When I seen all them walking along the Gulf Coast of that water, I said, wow, that look like the biblical exit. Look at this. And all you know is you sending out all these Trump. Bruh, you doing too much. All that energy y'all putting over there in them nations and sending money, that's a lot of money you need to stop sending over there to Israel. They don't need to blow no more bombs. You know? What the hell? They don't need no more. Because what you're in essence creating is a lifelong war. Them children will never forget that, family. I don't care what you say or how the news spin it. I know what would be in my heart or me and my brother's heart if this shit we was there and that was happening. Oh, hell no. When we grow up, we'll never forget them. It's get back. We'll never forget that. Never. Our cousins that's over here got the gas stations, your neighborhood grocery stores, your corner store bodegas. They got every goddamn thing. But we got the balls to go and allow our allies empower them to do this shit. The Democrats did it. Yeah, that last term, that's who gave them the money and continue to give them the money. I had to look it up to see if Trump been giving them money, but it's been a ceasefire, so it shouldn't be no more money. You didn't hear nothing about no money, but I know they didn't gave the military complex in Israel, Ukraine. They are giving that money up for that military industrial complex all the time. They get that bread up for that because they know it don't take a rocket scientist to see, brothers and sisters. There's going to be war at our door forever because, and you don't even have to support it, but that you here in this nation, you don't speak up against it, you don't pray against it. Ain't talking about they God's people over there. Man, get the fuck out of here. What God they serve? I wouldn't. They can block every video I put out. I don't give two ums. The actions that I'm seeing are ungodly. And the politicians that's going over there trying to sell this bullshit, I'm surprised them people allowed them to come back home. Straight up, that don't make no sense. You going over there with all stop. We are going to war against Egypt. Oh yeah, I don't think so. U.S. panics as OPEC nations unite to take a drastic decision that may cripple U.S. America's energy. Yeah, y'all. I don't know who fuck y'all be listening to. Y'all think they so smart, but they are not. You need to revise the playbook. This is a whole nother man. People ain't going for that shit, man. America, y'all need to stop that. Y'all don't learn from nothing and continue to still do the same shit. You think you're gonna leave a legacy where your name gonna go in eternity from making these such type moves? Family. Hell no. Instead, they tightened their grip, slashed production, and cranked up prices on their terms. Just like that, the balance of power started shifting again. This isn't just about the price of oil. It's a strategic play, a high-stakes battle for control. And OPEC isn't making moves randomly. This is all part of a bigger plan. Here's what's really going on. For years, the U.S. flooded the market with shale oil, cutting into OPEC's dominance. Countries like India and those in Europe, once loyal customers of OPEC, started looking to American energy instead. That didn't sit well with the cartel, so OPEC struck back. They pulled supply off the market, squeezed inventories, and sent prices soaring. The goal? To remind the world that they still call the shots when it comes to oil. The U.S. had built its energy strategy around being a production powerhouse. The plan was simple: drill more, drill fast, and flood the market with cheap oil. Under Trump, federal lands were open for drilling, production hit record levels, and for a while, it seemed like America was on the verge of true energy independence. And in many ways, it worked. More oil, lower prices, and a weaker OPEC. But there was a catch. Pumping more oil is one thing. Controlling the entire market, that's another story. And now, with OPEC pushing back harder than ever, cracks in the U.S. strategy are starting to show. But OPEC isn't just one united force. It's a mix of countries with their own agenda. And the biggest rivalry of all? Saudi Arabia and Iran. Normally, they'd be at odds. Right now, not though, this time. They're on the same page. Exactly. Iran wants OPEC to stand together against U.S. sanctions, while Saudi Arabia is using its influence over production to keep prices high. It's a fragile partnership, but for now, it's holding strong. And that's making OPEC's response even more powerful. If the U.S. chooses to flood the market with oil, it could trigger a high-stakes standoff with OPEC. On paper, the strategy seems logical. Overwhelm the market with supply, drive prices down, and force OPEC to reconsider its production cuts. No, but in reality, that. This move comes with a set of serious risks. First, all these. Understand how OPEC operates. Hold on. Hold the fuck up. That's not even. How can remotely? How can they even think something like that? Every one of them nations produce oil, family. They got more oil and natural minerals than us. America only allows so many to produce so they can control wealth building. That's cool. But I guarantee you ain't got enough oil as they got. They've been cracking oil for how long? Get out of here, man. For centuries. And they're only gonna go stronger. You're only driving them to consolidate against us with these crazy, weird ideologies. These people is weird as hell, fam. The fuck? Everything designed around they want to be in control of some shit. That's a weakness, family. That's a weakness. You gotta be in control of everything. You feel threatened? Like, who does that? You ain't doing nothing but causing problems. And people will strike back. It ain't no fun when the rabbit got a gun too. Oh, my gun's bigger. What the fuck that mean? You know what I mean? You don't need no gun off time. You ain't, look, let's stop playing, man. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Person ain't got to even meet you with that type of energy. Then what? What you gonna do? Try to impose yourself? That could turn out to be a wrong move because people are humble don't mean they won't. Just don't. I just don't think. I don't think like that. Y'all can, you know, go with that false narrative like America's so superior, they dominant. Hell no. It's a facade, family, because you need them nations. That's why you steady fucking with them. You depend on them. All your resources coming through them. So I'm not all that bravado. Get that shit out of here. We don't know how to deal with nations. We come at them on some trying to be gangster. That shit, man, stop. They got guns too, man. And they got more resources. So they don't got to play the weapons game with your ass. You the one running around trying to sell weapons to everybody. What if they, okay, we don't need them. And once you get through blowing yours, then what the fuck you gonna do? You know, you only get one push of the button, baby. Once it go off, bang, bang. Well, there's a counter to whatever move we make. So we don't know. What if our bang don't bang? Trump didn't expect this ban. I don't know why. I think he did. UE to replace US with Canada for gas import. A crushing blow. Holy smokes. China just hit America where it hurts most. Cuts off lifeline. No more weapons. Huh? Ooh. Hold the fuck up, man. That part. So China ain't getting them weapons up. See, everybody, ain't nobody playing with America. They cutting us off, fam. They cutting us off because of bad leadership. Powers that shouldn't be.
One of the most aggressive trade wars in the history of the United States. Canada, Mexico, and even the entire European Union is under threat as Trump seems dead set on imposing new tariffs on everyone around the globe. But the potential fallout from Trump's actions
that's gonna make business owners money, and they're gonna have to pay if you're not getting your
Canada, Mexico, or China as their top trading partner. The truth is Donald Trump now has a massive problem on his hands if he continues down this road. Just think about it. Trump campaigned on reducing inflation, lowering prices, and stimulating the economy. But tariffs are taxes. It doesn't take a genius to know that
they're gonna get money.
Only increase costs for the average American consumer. It's just basic economics.
Yeah, business people gonna get paid. I don't think y'all paying attention to that part. Business interests are gonna get paid a lot of money. They're gonna make a lot of money because yes, they're gonna be taxed. They're already getting fucking taxed. It's gonna be more tax. Why? Why do we even come with that? Because you're not a producer. You're not producing enough. And that's one of your weapons of war. Now we see the play. And because we're moving with such uncertainty, not being 100 with the other nations, they cutting you off. I don't know. Yeah, China is cutting shit off. That ain't just no talk. Because they have their own initiatives. And they're not trying to be guided by America, led by America. No, we can do business and be friends. But you're not controlling what we're doing. And that's the shit we need to learn. Yeah, be firm in America and what you doing, but to try and think, okay, you just automatically the leader. No. Ain't working.
Not in a position of strength to fight back. Their economies are just too small to have any leverage against Trump. But there is one economic powerhouse that does have the leverage to not only withstand Trump's new tariffs, but also fight back and systematically target some of America's most important industries. The Financial Post broke this story, detailing how China has strategically targeted the tungsten industry and stopped all exports to the United States in retaliation to Trump's new tariffs. China accounts for about 80% of the world's tungsten output. And tungsten
Dang.
hasn't been mined commercially in the U.S. since 2015. The United States has counted China as its biggest source of tungsten imports, and ironically, tungsten is one of the key minerals needed for the United States weapons manufacturing. And this is exactly the type of leverage China has in this new trade war. Just listen to this quote from Louis Black, the CEO of one of America's leading mineral production companies. It's the warning shot because we cannot exist without it. Our economy, manufacturing, defense, everything, it is so dependent on it. And yet Russia, China, and North Korea have about 90% of the output. Wow, what a statement. Three of the United States' biggest geopolitical rivals control 90% of the market share.
I just said, these nations that we're hearing about every day, BRIC nations, they are the suppliers of the minerals and things that we need to create, right? Because our creation, on creation level, America ain't there, and they don't promote that. Like I was talking about, it, like the example Ibrahim Traore presents with his people. To get his people invested in the government, they're buying into what he believes is good in the direction that he's taking his nation in. He's building agriculture. He's building their defense. He's building their economic sector, their financial sector. They just dropped a digital um, uh, way of pay, a digital pay system, a pay system, so they can use their own money. Why? Because they took control of their resources, which we know these resources, these minerals like gold and things, silver, that stuff don't lose value. They got that stuff like forever, ever. They've been having it since the Bible days. What do you think the Bible was talking about? It wasn't talking about over here. It was talking about over there. Yes, and the prophetic by these people being connected to Babylon. Yes, they can be a part of that prophecy. I understand that. But I don't see America in the Bible like being a powerful force. Hell no. Then what is the nature? What is the root of this power? Is it righteousness under right rulership where you moving in right standing as commanded when the Most High created you? Kingdom and righteousness. The king's dominion. His word is what stands. That's how you should be moving, according to the king's righteousness. We want his dominion. Him to rule in his creation. And we have an access to that power to govern, to create, and move as citizens of a higher kingdom. Did y'all ever stop and think about the Bible and the direction that it takes you to set apart world? So China cut off the minerals used to create weapons, uh, ammo. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Look that up. Why China is stopping tungsten, tungsten imports. Tungsten imports. Tungsten. That's a company, from what I gather, that probably, that extract these minerals and sells them to America. Dig that. And America, in turn, uses these minerals, natural minerals, to create weapons ammo. See why it's good to pay attention to Now I'm gonna go and do my research on it, and get two or three witnesses to make sure the story is true. But the story came out yesterday. Cyrus Jensen, 525,000 views, 24 hours. The video been out. His channel is competing on the level of a national news channel. They probably don't get that many views in a day because people want more in-depth research. People not going for that. Just take it or leave it. Ask no questions. Hell no. People are doing extensive research to really prove a thing. Is once you've been lied to once, you kind of grow up, family. You can't stay stuck, eyes wide shut, in sleep mode. Your brain dead sleep. No, you're gonna awaken. You're gonna awaken to the power of the truth, which lets you, that shows you and proves to you the most. This nigga talking about people woke, right? You got to get rid of this woke. Yeah, you got to get rid of the pervertedness of people claiming that they awakened. That means your spiritual eye hasn't been awakened. And before you do a thing, you're going to research that thing, get the right information so you'll know what you're getting involved in. And if it's not right, that's not awakened, that's a dead state. To be awakened is to come alive, you know, to be aware, making sound decisions. You're not making no, like, okay, tomorrow I get up, I know in the morning when I get up, I have to use the washroom. It's a certain way I have to. I'm a man. I can stand up and use the washroom, right? Number one. I can't go in there tomorrow and sit down on the toilet and try to do the number one. That wouldn't even work. Like, really? How you gonna do the number one sitting down and you a man? What is wrong with these? What's wrong with that picture, fam? Well, that's the type of thinking these people got. Like, coming up with any type shit, like you just you just gotta have a hand or a say in control. No, you don't. Let them build it, invest in it, and hey, promote it and live off the fruits of your investment. And invest more. Diversify your investments. Don't just invest in one thing. If it collapse, you in trouble. Diversify. You did. I like having these conversations with the AI to put this type of knowledge out in the ether. And hopefully somebody catches it and it helps to enable. Don't just surface read. Look for what's not being said. You know, people gonna put forth their best foot. But listen for what's not being said. Everything should be established on a law, established on the word. And if it's established on the word, we know there's a law that's in effect, a natural law. We're not just making no stuff up willy nilly as we go along, improvising, ad libbing, and all that bull crap they be talking about. No, we got the Most High and His knowledge. His spirit is in the earth, family. That's what's moving us to search, to awaken our senses, come into the knowledge of your higher self. They're low, but we go higher when we do that, family. Can nobody take that? You can't compartmentalize that into your religion or whatever. No, it's bigger than that, family. Y'all God's children of the most high. Ain't no instruction man can give you that you're not gonna break. You gonna break their little laws, family. But do it with respect to humanity. You gotta do you gotta do nothing they say. If it's go against what the most high, his word establishes, oh no. Stop. You don't get no control over this like that. Don't you give them none. We work with one another. But all that, hell no. That's why we lose. The audacity. And they showing you where it ain't going.
Wants a trade war with China. These are the exact type of industries the Chinese government is going to target with retaliatory sanctions. Everyone,
And that'll hurt America because that's how America eat, through weapons.
Quick decisions from the White House can instantly affect the values of publicly traded companies. Stay tuned at the end of today's presentation as I'm going to show you a company working directly in the tungsten industry that could benefit.
I'm not invested in none of that, in none of those industries, so it doesn't affect me. I ain't concerned about it. My brother do this. Paul Royalty.
Break down some of the most common misunderstandings.
Bring it out.
Tariffs to show you how lost some Americans are. Just look at this tweet from crypto insider Anthony.
Tariffs don't cause inflation.
Tariffs don't cause inflation. Tariffs lead to lower prices for American consumers. Tariffs create American jobs. And tariffs lead to lower income taxes. Earlier this week, I had the pleasure of interviewing.
See what I'm saying, family? What the fuck you mean? Do you know what a tariff is? That's a tax on imports coming into the nation, right? Whatever's coming in, he put a tax on it. So when it gets to customs, you know the price of it is gonna rise. Before it gets to now, you talking about this food, talking about that's gonna create jobs for Americans. That's only gonna create flow for business owners, that these products now are being double taxed, triple taxed, probably quadruple taxed, causing taxation on us. They gonna eat off of it. You gonna pay for that tax being a consumer. You gonna pay their taxes for it, for them to possess it and turn around and sell it to you. You're gonna pay for it, so they're not worried about no high tariffs. Maybe he owned a business. Maybe he owned a big corporation. But you're gonna pay now. As far as operating taxes for them, will they go up? I don't know. You have to do your research on that. But think about it. The corporations that have these that these products are coming over here too, yeah, they're gonna be taxed for it. But guess who they're gonna pass the tax on to? We not playing. You think it's short term. Yeah, and to the consumer, you in turn go buy them products through these stores and businesses. It's the bill's coming to you. That's why he ain't caring about higher taxes on things in the pushback. He ain't worried about that because you're gonna pay for it. The consumer, you want the products, you want the services, so you're gonna have to pay more. You're gonna have to pay more, which I believe we got too much damn government, and it costs. They're lawyers. They want to get paid for being the middleman. Their whole setup is under the pretense of being a middleman. And they get paid for that. Okay, you got to eat too. I ain't mad at you. But you supposed to be ensuring that your people has access, afforded access. I ain't saying afforded the ability to follow what you doing. Hell no. But if people don't arm themselves, as in now you have to start making outside connections, just like the dope man. The dope man raises prices. You ain't gonna continue to mess with him. Okay, flashback 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 30 years ago. Flashback. Running back. No, I wouldn't have paid more because You saying you had a better product. I would have cut your ass off and went somewhere else. You always have a connect. You don't just have one connect. You may have a few connects because if there and people say, "Oh, that's not loyal." Man, this business. What's loyal is that um I am exercising my authority in this business in a righteous manner and not crooked. You know, that's all I owe you. It's business. You know, I owe you shit. And if your terms ain't correct, you can keep him. I wouldn't care how long we've been doing business. What's loyal is that I'm still doing business with you. But if your prices go up on me like that, I will cut your ass off. It's just as simple as that. Cause think about it. That's like playing the same game they playing. The owners ain't the ones out here busting their ass, going door to door, or making these phone calls, convincing the people. They think cause they offer you some bullshit ass rebates and all that, that's cool, but that shit don't empower nobody. Get a little money here, a little money there, and then, on the back end, you want yours up top. And I understand how important it is. It's just like the weed game or the coke game or the dope game. You want to give them the first money. Once you manufacture whatever you got to do, wrap it up, bag it up, that first money you want to run that back because why? You want the supplier to be looking at you like, and I don't care what it could be t-shirts, it could be balloons, whatever you sell. I ain't just talking about no drugs. Period. Products. When you was a child, you did childish things. Now that you're an adult, you kind of graduate. That's like me stop selling weed. Never thought I'd see the day, but I did. And I replaced that energy. And I don't long for that no more. Do I suffer? Hell yeah. Ain't nothing like selling weed, pal. Do you know how lucrative that shit is? We know in the hood. Oh, we know. Selling weed is very lucrative. Very, very, very. But what you heard? I'm gonna tell you the God honest truth. I'll be right back. Check this video out. But you can't trust men. Trust the Most High. Because men lie, women lie. But the word never lies. Never comes back void. And the scripture can't be broken.
To make sense of this tweet, and passing tariffs make any logical sense. This is from the mind of an economist. If you break down these comments, it just kind of gives us a little more common sense into what tariffs really do.
Well, are you sure that came from a financial guy, or did it come from the White House? I mean, that sounds pretty much like it's pairing the commonly views of our president on tariffs, who absolutely does not understand what a tariff is. From his point of view, tariffs are a tax on foreign countries, and he wants to capture that tax and bring it back home and use it to fund this MAGA agenda. What that fails to appreciate is that tariffs are paid at the port embarkation by American companies who do the importing. It's a cost increase on us. And the idea that that lowers prices, creates jobs, and opens up great new opportunities is something that a politician might argue, but there's no credible economist that I know of that believes that.
Weeds controlled. Visit weedman.com for a free quote. Professor Roach reveals an interesting insight that the President of the United States doesn't even understand how tariffs work, and this actually gives Beijing a unique position of strength in the upcoming trade war. To understand what I mean, look at this new Foreign Affairs article entitled China's Trump Strategy. Beijing is preparing to take advantage of disruption. It doesn't matter if you like Donald Trump or not. One thing everyone can certainly agree on is that Donald Trump has indeed brought a lot of disruption to the U.S. government in his first 2 weeks as president. But here is how Beijing is analyzing the situation. Trump may well be able to score some short-term victories.
He's gonna lose in the long run, I'm telling you.
Policy will undermine U.S. power.
You Yeah, it will. People gonna turn against it.
When that happens, China wants to be ready to take advantage.
You
Over
know
the
they
past
are.
few years, we've seen China's government improve relations with some of its most important neighbors in the Asia Pacific.
Mineral
One of the
provider.
biggest examples is the impressive breakthrough
Y'all
in
playing
China-EU
checkers,
relationship.
America.
Both
Wake the
countries
fuck
are
up,
engaged in
man.
a border dispute that resulted
You
in
need to learn
military
to play
standoff for
chess.
over 4 years. However, Xi
You
and
need to.
Modi
I shit, you
resolved that
need me
conflict
as your
last October during the 2024
advisor,
Paris
Mr.
summit in
Trump. You
Russia,
need to learn how
shocking
to
the world
deal with
that
these
the two
nations
nations
and
lead
bring that
to
energy
a
down. You
closer
act like
solidarity. China's
you
government
God or
is even allowing
somebody to
Indian
them.
nationals
People
to
don't.
pass
They
it
don't
to
even.
resume pilgrimages to Tibet.
Great
I
shit
bet you've
only
never heard that story
means
from
something to
history
your
either,
people.
but it's geopolitical wins like this
We
that give
understand
China
it's
more
God.
political leverage. China has also made progress with Japan, the United States' most important ally
Crazy.
in Asia, by resuming political visits between Chinese and Japanese leaders for the first
Dig
time
that.
in 7 years.
They
China has
ain't
also
been
restored
getting
visa
together.
entry for Japanese visitors. I think
Dig
the most
that.
important insight from that foreign affairs article is the quote.
And
that
Japan
Donald
is
Trump underscores his
one of our main allies, supporters.
This is an absolutely
Japan is a big supporter of America in debt and imports. Well, guess what? Around the same time, Russia, Chinese, and China, Saudi Arabia, they've been dumping dollar debt off for all of 2023. I don't think nobody paid attention to that. I always watch it. I don't know. I always watch Weon. Weon is a good one. That's an Indian station. Weon. And you can fact check. You can go to the nations they actually talk about and pull these things up and see it. The internet has made the world small. You just got to do your research, due diligence behind it to make sure you're getting right information. But man, it couldn't be a more greater time.
Point to understand. Everything in China is approached and done with strategic long-term planning. During the same week that Donald Trump threatened
They're
to
trying
pass
to win.
25% tariffs against Canada and Mexico, which, by the way, would have been an absolute disaster for the U.S. economy.
No, because Mexico and China are doing business.
China is welcoming the Prime Minister of Thailand and celebrating the 50th anniversary
She got that
of
bread.
diplomatic relations by signing 14 new cooperation agreements. Diversifying China's trade away from the United States has been a primary goal for Beijing over the past 4 years, and the Chinese have
It's
been wildly
empowering all
successful
their
in
own
preparing for
people.
Trump's new trade war by solidifying these new trade relationships. Chinese investment into Vietnam, for example, increased by 80% in 2023 to $4.5 billion, with the
Yeah.
Chinese Vietnamese bilateral trade reaching over $260 billion. This amount is greater than the China-Russia relationship, despite
Everything
Beijing
in-house.
buying large amounts of cheap Russian gas as a result of the war in Ukraine. Unlike in 2016, China's leadership now knows what to expect from Trump this time around. Chinese leaders remain confident that even if the country's economy suffers, 4 years of Trump is unlikely to send it to a full-blown crisis. If Trump follows through on his declared policies, such as those on trade and territorial expansion, we could do severe damage to the United States' credibility and global leadership. And once again, we have a prime example of China resorting to strategic long-term planning, playing the long game, and essentially waiting for Trump's own policies to dismantle the foundations of U.S. global hegemony. The future of the United States is very much uncertain with Trump as president. One day he could wake up and decide to pass 25% tariffs against our closest ally and neighbor Canada, but then reverse that decision within 24 hours. Trump likely backed down because of the immense pressure from his wealthy inner circle after the stock market crashed in response to the tariff announcement.
Crashed
the
twice.
balancing act Trump is now facing. His billionaire allies want market stability, while his political insiders are pushing for a full-scale trade war. But so many members of Trump's inner circle have commercial interests tied back to China. Elon Musk is the world's richest man, but 55% of every Tesla is built in the Shanghai Gigafactory. Even Kash Patel, Donald Trump's pick to lead the FBI, owns over $1 million of shares in the Chinese fashion company Shein. And as this AP article points out, he has a roster of foreign clients with interests that could clash with the FBI he hopes to lead. What's most interesting here
And I was gonna do business with Shein. The app is on my phone. You can have an account over there. Hell no. Small world.
here is that Donald Trump started this trade war with the goal of reducing America's trade deficit. And as he sets out to tariff and sanction countries, this could end up backfiring and hurting the one thing Donald Trump cares most about, the status of the U.S. dollar as a world reserve currency. For a better look into what's really going on, listen to the insights from London School of Economics professor Jin, one of the best insiders into the Chinese economy.
China has signed with 40 countries bilateral swap agreements to settle in the local currencies. Of course, these are marginal improvements, but you see the dollar slowly declining. And the fundamental question, even apart from financial sanctions, is that there's a dollar shortage. Emerging markets, the size of GDP, is growing massively. The demand for dollars is there. There's not enough liquidity. So now the interest rate is high, the dollar is at a very high level. This actually has a huge financial implication on the developing countries.
Shit, they gonna cut you off and move to the next. That's all. No, there you go.
There's a dollar shortage. Emerging markets are exploding in growth. Demand for the dollar is high.
No, they got their own wealth. They don't need no
dollars to facilitate global trade, and they can't. And Jin just outlined exactly why Trump's tariffs aren't just catastrophic for the global economy. They're actively accelerating the collapse of the U.S. dollar. Trump wants to reduce the U.S. trade deficit, but he also wants to maintain the dollar as the global reserve currency. These two goals cannot coexist. They contradict one another. If the U.S.
Probably trying to money up real quick to pay that debt off.
And finance, it has to keep the deficit, meaning the U.S. has to continue buying more products than it exports, so that dollars can keep circulating throughout the global economy. That is the only way to sustain dollar hegemony. But if Trump implements tariffs, then the other countries can't sell goods to the U.S., which means they can't access dollars. That's exactly what's happening right now. These rapidly growing economies, countries that need dollars for trade and finance, are being cut off from the supply. What happens when nations desperately need dollars but can't get them? They simply stop using them. And that's why we're seeing more and more countries ditch the dollar in favor of bilateral trade in their own currencies and alternate payment systems. Trump's tariffs are like pouring gasoline on the fire. He's actively blocking nations from acquiring dollars, while at the same time giving them every incentive to move away from the dollar entirely. Make no mistake, this is going to send shockwaves through the global financial system. Some countries are going to be severely impacted in the short term, but China is perfectly positioned to weather the storm. China's export-driven economy and the growing strength of the renminbi put it in prime position to capture the benefits of the failing dollar. The longer the U.S. holds on to this unsustainable system, the more China benefits. The United States thought it could strong-arm China and the rest of the world into submission to tariffs and trade wars. But all it's done is accelerate the rise of an alternate system, one where the U.S. is no longer at the center of global trade. China, meanwhile, has played the long game, strengthening its economic ties with the fastest-growing markets, building resilient trade networks, and positioning itself
well, they sure building that Silk Road.
Trump scrambles to tax allies.
They're going to cut America down with that, bro.
China is simply
You
watching.
better open your eyes.
Itself in its favor. Make no mistake, this is one of the biggest economic realignments in modern history, and it's only just beginning. But as promised, I want to shift to the investing portion of today's video and show you an exact industry that could benefit tremendously from this trade war. Remember how I opened today's video discussing that?
Shit. I'm looking at the nation. Who's supplying what? And that's how I know to invest in that nation. Like I was looking into Burkina Faso and them starting their financial system. Establishing their own. I looked it up. It's done. And I believe it's like day 5 of it operating. You can find it on all sites. And it's taking all money. I'm like, wow. Burkina Faso got natural resources. That's gonna do the Watusi, and they got the industry in play. They building the industry as they go. They building the facility, processing and manufacturing and processing facilities, manufacturing distribution facilities, manufacturing and distribution, grow facilities. They growing everything, processing, shipping it, and they are also enriching the nation first. I bet their shelves are stocked. You got processing plants. They processing their own food, wheat, anything that falls under wheat. You got a lot of stuff. You can create a lot of food. They got the pasta, they got the tomatoes, they got every damn thing. They got all the fruit already. I was watching the brother in Jamaica with the soursop. I'm like, they go a cancer killer. We need that. Real grapes with the real seeds in it. I'm like, yeah. Talking about disease, disease killers. That's it. Genesis 1, I gave you herbs and seeds, fruit that bear seed that grow within itself. To you should be for meat. That's biblical. That's kingdom culture. That's operating under the king's dominion. His righteousness, right rulership. All right, y'all, I'm gonna go. Peace and blessings. Stay encouraged, family. We vote now, family. It's only gonna get better. Make the right moves. And remember, we playing chess, not checkers. And it's long term. We got the most high.